Let me show you some of the first things that you can do on your Samsung Galaxy Tab A11 after the initial configuration or the first setup. So once you have access to the home screen and the whole tablet, then what you can do is of course go to settings. Now, one of the most important things that we can do is to check for updates. You probably always want to make sure that you are running the latest version of the operating system, and security updates and so on and so forth are of course important. So in this case, in settings, we can scroll down until you find the software update option. Then over here we have download and install, and of course check if you have any updates. If there is a new update waiting for you, then you will have the option to download and install the app. Otherwise you will see that the software is up to date. We can also adjust the automatic download setting for the software update. So if you want to, you can of course do that over here. For example, if you want to make sure that you can only use Wi-Fi, or the tablet actually can only use Wi-Fi when trying to download new updates for the system. Now, another thing is of course accounts. So over here we're gonna go to accounts and backup. You can choose manage accounts in order to find the list of all your accounts that you use on your tablet. And such accounts like Samsung account or Google account are some of the basic accounts that you should, in theory at least, use if you want to have access to pretty much every feature on your tablet. So in that case, what you can do is press add account over here, and you can either choose Samsung account, Google account, or anything else that you might find over here. And in this case, if you want to add a couple of more Google accounts, or just more than one Google account, then of course you can easily do that, which is of course useful when you have multiple Google accounts for different stuff. But unfortunately, you can only use one Samsung account. So if you sign into one Samsung account, if you want to switch to another one, you will have to log out, which we can do of course after selecting the account over here. So signing into Google account and Samsung account allows you, for example, to open the Play Store and the Galaxy Store, which is used to update apps. So over here we're gonna go to the Play Store. If you want to check if there is any new update waiting for you for any of your apps, then we can tap on your profile over here in the upper right corner, and then we can go to the manage apps and device, and over here we have updates. As you can see, in my case, I actually do have some updates that I can immediately do. I can either tap on update all, or I can tap on the section itself in order to find the full list of apps, and I can individually update each app. You can also, for example, search for an app in order to check if there is any new update. And also some apps can be updated only by using the Galaxy Store. So if we open the Galaxy Store over here, then we can tap on these three lines in the top left corner, and over here we have updates. So here, as you can see, we can check if there is anything new. Now we're gonna head back to settings. Over here on the left side, we can scroll down to lock screen, and we can create a lock screen for ourselves. I have already created my password to my tablet, but of course in your case you will probably want to do that unless you set it up in the initial configuration. But of course, if you want to change the password for some reason, then you can still do that over here. So we have three main password types. We have PIN code, password, and pattern, and we also have face recognition for biometrics. Unfortunately, there is no fingerprint sensor, so we cannot use that, but we can use face recognition. This can be quite useful when we want to quickly unlock our device with just our face. Next thing that I want to show you is display settings, because over here we have a bunch of different useful tools. However, I think one of the most important things that you can do in display settings is the navigation bar. I believe by default we actually use 3 buttons for navigation, which is of course fine, but if you prefer to use the swipe gestures, for example, then we can easily switch over here. Of course, we have more options in here where you can adjust the gesture sensitivity, or you can change position or order of buttons. So if you wish to customize buttons a little bit, then you can do that over here. Below display settings, we have battery settings, which can be also quite crucial to check out, because over here we have battery protection, which of course should be enabled if you want to protect your battery. Of course, if you find it inconvenient, then feel free to turn it off. However, ideally you want to use at least the basic battery protection, but if you want to save the battery or try to slow down the process of battery aging, then you probably want to change that option to either adaptive or maximum. Now the maximum is just hard limit, which means that if you charge the battery, it will charge only to the selected percentage. Adaptive allows the tablet to learn charging patterns, and based on that pattern, if you have one of course, and the tablet can charge to 80%, and then when you are about to unplug the charger 1 hour before, if the tablet knows about it of course, if it can recognize the pattern, then it will start charging to 100%, which can be quite useful in saving the battery and optimizing the battery as well. Besides that, we also have fast charging, which can be quite useful as well. And some people like it, some people prefer to turn it off, so it's up to you how you prefer this setting. So if you want to turn it on or off, then you can easily do that over here in the charging settings. Also, we have show battery percentage, which I'm not sure if it's actually enabled by default. I can't really remember. So in case you want to see the information about the battery all the time, then of course we can make sure that this option is enabled over here. Another thing in settings that is worth visiting is the security and privacy, because over here we can find the lost device protection. We have the Find My Mobile, also known as Find Hub. I think it was renamed in Android 16, and over here we can use this in order to be able to find our tablet in case it is lost or stolen. You have some chances to actually recover it or locate it in these specific circumstances. And the last thing that I want to show you is actually the app drawer, or something in app drawer. So especially if you are new to Samsung devices, you may notice that these apps in the app drawer are not sorted alphabetically. This has a certain benefit to it, because if you want to, you can actually create multiple different pages of the app drawer. So you can organize the app drawer however you wish it to look like. We can also create folders inside the app drawer, which is quite unique of course as well, at least of course for those who are not familiar with Samsung devices, and this can help you organize the app drawer quite easily. But if you actually prefer to have a single page where you can scroll up and down, and if you wanted the app list to be sorted alphabetically, then you can easily do that as well. You just have to tap on these 3 dots on the right side on the search bar, go to sort, and then we have alphabetical order. And now over here you should be able to scroll up and down through the list, and as you can see, apps are sorted alphabetically. If you want to, you can of course always revert these changes and go back to the previous style by changing back to custom order, and the tablet actually remembers your setup, how the app drawer looked like before the change. So you don't have to worry about, having to organize the app drawer once again. And that is pretty much it. I think I have mentioned every essential thing that we should do on our tablet right after the initial configuration. If there is something that you think is quite crucial to do, but I didn't mention in this video, then of course feel free to comment so let everybody know. And that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching, leave a like and subscribe.